Welcome, everyone. Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're going on a seriously fascinating journey into contract law. Specifically, we're looking at how the legal system acts as this massive, impenetrable shield for young people. We're going to break down the special rules regarding minor agreements and promise we're keeping it completely focused, super simple, and really easy to understand. So, if you've ever wondered exactly how the law protects anyone under 18, well, you're in the perfect place for this explainer.
Now, I want to start off by posing a question directly to you. Can a teenager legally sign a business contract? Think about it. If a 16-year-old walks into a shop with a massive stack of cash, can they sign a binding legal document? You might assume, money talks, right? But actually, no way. The law places incredibly strict boundaries around anyone who hasn't reached the age of majority.
So, let's get into it. Number 1, the core rule for minors. This is the absolute foundation of everything we're talking about today. And that foundational rule, it's wrapped up in a very famous legal phrase, void ab initio. Now, for our beginner students, let's translate that Latin. It simply means invalid from the initial stage, literally void from the very beginning. Why? Well, because the law recognizes that minors just don't have full decision-making capacity yet. You literally cannot enforce a contract against a minor because, in the eyes of the law, that contract never actually existed in the first place. It's like it just vanished into thin air.
Moving right along to number 2, enforcing for the minor's benefit.
Okay, so the law is a shield, right? But it's not a trap. The crucial point here is that an agreement made for the benefit of a minor can absolutely be enforced by them. Let's ground this in a real-world scenario from our source material. Meet Dheeraj. He's a minor who had to step up and manage his late father Mohanlal's business. Now let's say an adult customer, Ravi, comes in, buys goods, but then just flat out refuses to pay. Can Dheeraj do anything? Yes. Even though he's a minor, Dheeraj can legally file a case against Ravi to prevent being cheated. The law allows this because, well, Ravi tried to pull a fast one on a minor, and enforcing the contract genuinely benefits Dheeraj.
All right, that brings us to number 3, the rule for necessities.
So even with void contracts, minors still have to, live. They have to acquire basic needs. The law draws a super strict line here between necessities of life and luxury items. If a minor agrees to pay for necessities, like say taking classes from a coaching trainer, but then they don't pay, that trainer can actually file a case against the minor to recover the money. Why? Because education is a necessity. But what if a minor buys a fancy luxury item on credit? Yet no chance. The seller literally cannot file a case. The law is not going to protect an adult who sells completely unnecessary luxuries to a kid.
Next up, number 4, no changing the deal.
In legal speak, minor agreements cannot be ratified. That basically means you can't officially change or approve them after the fact. Let's look at the perfect example from our notes, LIC, or Life Insurance Corporation policies. If parents set up and pay for a policy for their minor child, the terms of that agreement are totally locked in stone. They cannot be ratified or changed until that policy hits its exact maturity date. The law entirely prevents anyone from tweaking the deal while the beneficiary is still underage.
Okay, moving to number 5, minors in business roles.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. These authentic, handwritten study notes outline these specific business roles perfectly. We know minors can't sign standard contracts, right? So how do they fit into corporate structures? Let's break down these limitations.
Let's cleanly separate these 3 specific roles. First off, a partner. A minor cannot be an active partner making big decisions, but they can be what's called a sleeping partner, basically just sitting back and getting a share of the profit to enjoy once they become an adult. Second, a shareholder. A minor can hold shares, sure, but again, they cannot actually enjoy the financial profits until they hit the age of majority. Finally, an agent. A minor can act as an agent for an adult, working on a commission basis just to survive. But check out this incredible protection. The minor agent is not responsible for any damages. If things go south, it's not on them. In every single scenario, the law steps in and shields the minor from financial liability.
And that brings us to number 6, pleading minority at any time.
This is basically the ultimate safety net. It means a minor always has the ability to just say, hey, I'm a kid, and ask the law for another chance. For instance, under the Indian Penal Code, minors don't face standard adult punishments. The law literally gives them chances until they reach the age of maturity. Plus, minors aren't liable for civil torts, meaning they don't face severe penalties for mischief. The entire system is built to excuse their lack of maturity and give them the breathing room to learn without ruining their lives permanently.
So, what does this all mean?
We've seen just how powerful this shield is, from making contracts void right out of the gate to allowing minors to enforce benefits, to protecting young folks from business liabilities. But I want to leave you with a thought. Are these strict protections entirely fair to the adults who interact with them? It is a really delicate balancing act between shielding vulnerable youth and keeping commerce fair. I hope this explainer helped clear up the special rules for minor agreements. Keep asking questions and keep learning.